Birth. Art of living. The old wise man was walking down a dusty dirt road on his way to the sea, thinking happily to himself what a beautiful fresh morning it was, with the sun just peeking over the mountains he had just left behind, shining and warming his back and casting his long shadow in front of him. "Greetings, shadow self. Nice to see you again. I trust you are well this morning, and we shall continue to be at peace with each other like every other day." The birds were chirping and singing sweet songs, and flying around in search of a tasty meal at the beginning of their day. The buzz of the insects flying past, and the flutter of the butterfly from flower to flower, as well as the hum of the bees collecting pollen to turn into honey, were everyday events that the old man liked to see, hear, smell, and to feel what was going on around him. How amazing all this is, he thought to himself again. What a wonderful creation I am privileged to be a part of. As the wise old man was going around the bend in the road, he noticed a young man standing on a stump by a tree, holding a rope. Part of the rope was tied around a high branch, and the other part was a noose which was in his hands, which he was about to place around his neck. The wise old man gently and quietly walked up to the young man and greeted him. "Morning, young man," said the old man. "May I humbly interrupt you, please, for a moment? It looks to me that you are about to place that strong rope about your neck to hang yourself. If this is the case, then please allow me to interrupt you for a few minutes of your time, so I can tell you a few things before you do. Some things that may help you change your mind. Things that are important to the way you can look at life. Things that will change your life for the better and will inspire you to love life. Then I will be on my way, and then you can carry on doing whatever you want to do." The young man looked at the old man with sadness in his face and smudged tears around his eyes. The young man didn't say anything except nodded that it was okay for the old man to say what he wanted to say. "Please sit down a while on your wooden stump, young master, if you will," the old wise man said in a gentle and kind voice, pointing to the stump the young man was standing on. "It seems that you are not having a good day, maybe a good week, or even a good year, but I would like to pass something on to you that can change that. And then maybe you can still hang yourself, but this time by your feet, and not your neck. This way you can still stay alive, and be part of this wonderful world in which we live in. And this will help you to look at life from a completely different angle, and with a very different view." The young man thought about it for a few seconds, then he sat down on the chopped, barkless wooden stump. "I would like to pass on to you some sacred principles in the art of living and dying, and to share some sacred wisdom with you that will really change your world around if you would be willing to give it some consideration, and then slowly implement it in your daily living," said the old wise man. "Sacred principles that will take you from a world from outer doing to that of a world of inner being. We are all on a journey of self-discovery, and it is not the end destination that matters right now. But what does matter right now is how you are in the present moment, the here and now, what you are thinking and feeling now, what your deeds and actions are now. That is what is really important to you today. And then in each moment of every other day is just as important. It is all about the now, and the step-by-step you take in your journey to your destination that matters and determines your future, and what you will also encounter in your future, as how you feel in the now will be your future. So don't live life aimlessly and without purpose, or the small, insignificant things or problems will start to erode you away. I will call you young master, because everyone is a master in the making, until you become the master. Can you understand this, young master? Asked the old man to the young insecure boy. The young boy nodded. I can give you a master key that can open many doors, but you need to unlock the doors and walk through them by yourself. Unlocking the doors and going through them will release you from your self-created bondage and prison cell. That I cannot do for you. I can only pass on this master key to you, and what you do with it is up to you. The boy nodded after listening, and he was happy that someone cared for him and was taking the time to talk to him. He was also now very curious as to what this old man was going to say to him. Young master, what good is knowledge if you don't put it into practice? Young master, what is knowledge? The old man asked, but not waiting for an answer. Knowledge is all the things and lessons you have learned along your path up to this point in your life. And you will continue to learn more as you keep moving along your pathway to your destination. So, look at the greater picture of all your life and look forward to all the days that will come in your future. Learn from your past, and most importantly, live positively in the now, in this present moment, which is a gift from the Creator, and get your mindset balanced to be truly happy. The journey to the center of your heart is a challenging one, and there will be many trying moments when you will want to give it up. But each moment is there to teach you something, and it's how you approach each of those moments which decide your highs and lows and your future, and all our futures. We all reach different levels of understanding at different times, and the information that each of us comes into contact with will mean different things to different people, depending on their consciousness. We are all on different cycles and paths which are leading us back to the Creator's source, and it is up to us as individuals the direction we choose to go in, the people we choose to be with, whether it's forward, backwards, or even around and around and around. So choose these things wisely, young master, so as not to chase your tail, said the old sage, looking at the boy gently. The sculpting of our self is a never-ending process. You decide what you want to look like by chiseling, molding, and trimming your shape, your personality, your tree of life. You have the power to add or subtract the traits you like and dislike. It is a process of molding and carving the soul seed which you are to your liking. This seed grows to be the big you. You water the seed with knowledge as it grows. It takes years and years to get big. We all have to start as a seed, then turn into a seedling, and then into a mighty tree, if that's what you want to be. The wisdom is your fruit, which others can live off, and the seed can be replanted to go and bring life about again. A never-ending process, the circle of life, explained the sage. This tree you have chosen today is a very old tree. It has gone through many different seasons, good and bad, yet it is still here, big, strong, tall and graceful, just like you can become over time. Look at the colors of the leaves. They're changing and will soon let go and be released to carry on their own journey, and the tree will be left bare, yet still living patiently, waiting for its spring to come around again, and then it will rejuvenate itself to that of magnificent glory. We all need to let go of that which we no longer need, or no longer serves us at any given point in our journey, just like the tree letting go its leaves or parts of itself, the things that it knows would be detrimental to its survival at certain times of the year, knowing well that it is part of the cycle of life. It just releases parts of itself. It doesn't kill itself, and this is something you may want to consider, young master. See that negative engraving on the tree trunk? Said the sage, pointing to a carving in the tree. That has been engraved on the trunk by someone who is not looking at life in a positive way. And it will be with this tree for the rest of its life. It cannot get away from it. It cannot release or change what someone else has done to it. But you can. You have the power and consciousness to get rid of negative engravings you have allowed others to carve in you, as well as the ones you have created yourself. You don't have to carry those engravings with you for the rest of your life. You just need to become aware that they are there, and you can transmute them out of your being. You have the power and ability to let them go. You have the power, young master. You have the power, explained the master confidently, and pointing to the seated youngster who looked up. The changing point in my life was with my motto. As long as I learn something every day, it doesn't matter how small or large that something is, it's something that I didn't know before, and have learned and added to my knowledge and character. The wisdom only came later, when I started putting it into practice, said the old man delightfully. It takes time, but gives you something to focus on. Focus and work on you, young master, as you really matter in your life. I also went through a very bad time like you are now, but I decided to take the steps through the phase I was going through, and I eventually saw the clearing and found direction again. It is like walking in a dense forest, and you cannot see the way, which way to turn, no sunlight to help you get a direction. You feel lost, helpless, insecure, unhappy, sad, unsure. But then all of a sudden you come to the edge of that scene, and you come to a clearing where you can see things at a distance, see a direction you want to go in, although it may be far or a long journey ahead, but at least you can see the direction. And you begin taking your steps to get there. It takes time, but understand that where you are now is where you need to be for things to happen to you, and for you to see and learn what the lessons are that are presenting themselves to you, as you have pulled each situation to yourself. Young master, try to keep your chin up and look at the horizon, and you will find a way, and not down at the shit at your feet. Life is about your growth. When you were a baby, you started to learn to crawl, then to stand up and fall down. But through persistence of trying and trying again and again, you got it right. Then you started to learn to walk, jog, and sprint. So you see, it all happens in phases over time. And so too with conquering what's going on inside you, and the reprogramming of yourself, and the adding of healthy things to your overall growth, to become that large tree over many seasons. Once you conquer what's inside you, not what's outside you, you will walk away a richer person for going through each and every situation, the ones we like and the ones we don't like. Nevertheless, we must go through them and deal with them and release them. It's all a learning phase for our soul to experience everything. We don't always understand the lessons while in them, but later on we get an ah moment, and it all starts to fit together, smiled the sage. Alchemy is the changing or transmuting of base metals into gold. So your inner alchemy of thinking is to change or transmute your lower, dense base thought patterns into that of higher golden vibration thought patterns. When you do this, your whole world perception changes, and you look at life very differently, and you live a very different lifestyle to that of the old way of thinking and doing. You then begin to live in your own inner divine kingdom, but realizing that others too live in their own divine kingdoms, and it is our right to all do so peacefully. Also, the art of good living is to find out what your passion is, what it is that makes you happy, makes you smile, and gives you that love feeling. What gives you energy? What is it that you can do for a long time and not get tired or bored of? What gives you creative joy? And when you wake up, you say, yes, I'm going to do it today. That, along with your strengths, is what you need to put together and do for a living. When you can combine your hobby and your job together, then you are in the right place. Most people are at work as well as traveling for more time in their day than they are at home having free time. So it is important to find out and do what you love to do. Then it doesn't feel like work, and you don't have that, oh, I've got to go to my job now feeling, and your days will be a total blessing. This was told to me by one of my masters, said the sage. We are all on different levels of consciousness, and it is changing all the time. You are facing one of the greatest challenges that you have ever faced. Now is the challenge to grasp the pure essence of knowing the truth of who you truly are. This knowing is not for the faint-hearted, but it is something we will all have to do. Step into your power in a masterful way. You will need to work with yourself at different levels. Change your clothes, shed your skin, prepare to renew yourself. Time to embrace a whole new perception, a whole new picture of yourself. You must become the master and not the ego being the master. The change you are experiencing in this given moment is what the master is about. To surrender into the trust of the Great Spirit's knowingness, and to understand, no matter how you feel your life should be, that it is perfect for this, gives a master the power humbly to become all that. All masters experience turmoil before masterhood. A master lives with great awareness of everything that is within and beyond him. A master also realizes he is not alone. A master also realizes and understands at times he needs to be alone. A master needs to understand the stillness, for the stillness within delivers power without activity. Stillness within the core of your still point is what awakes the truth and power behind your masterhood. A master does not control, he shares. A master lives unconditional love. Mastering and masterhood is seeing the Great Spirit within everything and everyone. So if you can begin in a small way to see all you are part of, then only shall you be able to begin perceiving what it is like to have no conditions to your love. Thus let go of judgment, let go of condition, let go of control. When this happens, you become familiar with your situation, with the results. Enjoy being safe, knowing that with each breath you take as a master, a new adventure awaits you. Each day, wake up and feel the love of the Great Spirit in your heart. Feel the blessing of your soul within, alive. Feel the excitement of this lifetime you have come to live. See the beauty all around you and embrace this wonderment. Be this wonderment. Embrace your divinity, your divineness. It is in this divineness that you finally let go of I am not worthy, and you realize you are a divine, magical, mystical being. Now is it not then wonderful to know? Said the old master. So taking your life is taking the life of the Great Spirit, and taking away this life's opportunity to excel in your own masterhood, said the old wise man. What is a master, young man? Asked the sage. I don't really know, said the boy. Well, a master is a being who has experienced life on every level. A lot of young masters are currently facing inner turmoil to live in ultimate perfection. Your soul is already perfect, so you don't have to try. You already are. So go from trying to do to being. You are a human being, not a human doing. Be in yourself. Be in the now. For if you are not in the now, then you are missing every opportunity to live life fully in the moment. One thing you need to understand in being a master is you need to live fully. Your life journey will depend on the shoes you wear. Boots, trainers, or high heels. Be comfortable in your own shoes. Be aware of your every thought. Being a master of your life is being in your own footsteps. Live your own authentic life. Your own life will be your own experiences, so you cannot judge someone else's life. Live fully in the now. Being a master and what separates you from others is your light and knowing there is absolutely no need to lay judgment against anyone for any reason whatsoever. Everything just is. It is up to you, the master, to decide where you are going to travel to, how you are going to travel, and what you intend creating along the way. A master is never short of anything. They have no lack, and they have no need. When a master no longer needs, the insecurity falls away as inner content replaces need. When anchoring the divine light in every part of your existence, the want, need, and desire fall away. That is when the insecurity part of yourself melts away, allowing only the master to remain. The master will only see a wonderful outcome. To reach this level of enlightenment where you work through letting go of the lower vibration patterns of the insecure ego, you need to first make peace with the fact you have come to live life. You, as a master, cannot separate your earthly reality from your spiritual reality, as they go together as one. By balancing your thoughts in a masterful way, you can bring them together to live in a beautiful higher vibration. Now is the time to step into this space, a wonderful space, and a place you are meant to be in. You are indeed a divine, magical, mystical being, as this is when you, as a master, masterfully take control, and the only way this can be done is by giving it all up, relinquishing the control, and with that place you will give into the divine will of the Great Spirit, and you then shall walk proudly as a master in great humbleness. Carry this out into the world without expecting, without the need to be believed as you carry the knowingness of its truth. This is the humble master. It is within this knowing stillness that you shall realize that indeed you are the Great Spirit. Always be your authentic self. Don't entertain any situation that robs you of your self-worth or takes away your power and energy. A master lives with no fear, as all is perfect. Come to terms with that which has control over you, and learn to let go, as this is the process of mastery. Step out of that which limits you and into that which propels you. It is the great spirit essence within you that will awaken you to your masterhood. Believe in your own magic, the movement of your own energy. Eliminate that which prevents you from becoming the master you already are. Allow the golden aspects of the most sacred part of you to control and rule your life. This is key. Where you place your attention, so goes your energy flow. When a master believes, the master receives. Be the power within. Claim your divinity. See the excitement within anything and everything. As I said, the journey into masterhood is not an easy one, and not for the faint-hearted. Masters fully surrender, and you are now listening to these words. Surrender to yourself. Know, as a water drop is but a small fraction of the main body of water, and when separated from the main body, it still holds the properties of the water body, it is not different. The only difference is its size. So too do you have the same properties of the Great Spirit. There is nothing different except your size and what you think, as you are still an aspect of the Great Spirit experiencing itself. You are a soul fragment from the over-soul body. As the water drop has a life cycle, so do you. You are a soul having a life cycle. How do you feel now, young man? Asked the sage, smiling. I feel relaxed, excited, overwhelmed, and also empowered all at the same time, came the slow reply. Good, young master. Anything is possible, and it can all happen at the same time. And with that, lift the limitations from your mind as you go forth, and remove the buts from your expression and let things flow into place. Understand these teachings, and with that, put this knowledge into practice to grow into wisdom. But no, wisdom means nothing unless you are able to impart it in such a way that it is understandable, to thus show others how to create wonder and magic and joy within their lives. Let your wisdom reflect your love. See your wisdom reflected in your understanding. Take away the judgment of your life. Be kind, be tolerant, and make sure you embrace change, and with that, keep moving and growing. Now, those are some wise words, aren't they, young master? Said the sage. Words to put things slightly into perspective. Yes, they are, said the boy. Journey. Art of living in the now. Are you ready to receive your master key, young master? Are you ready to live in the now? Are you ready to learn about the power of you? Asked the sage. I'm interested to hear about it, said the boy. Excellent, young master. Excellent. Always remember that we all have a different set of skills, because we all have different lifestyles, influences, and teachers, so we can all do something that no one else can. You just need to discover what it is, along with your strength and your passion. Put them together to create that authentic, healthy lifestyle for yourself, within the realms of love, light, and peace. Practice these things in your daily living, within the ever-changing and growing concrete jungle, and you will excel in your mastership. The boy just nodded with hope in his eyes. Always try to be childlike, and don't take everything too seriously or to heart. Take things slowly. And what I am about to tell you may be confusing at first, or even scary, But I tell you these things for good reason. The reason is so you become aware of things, and then by using these tools you can create the magical, fun-filled world you have dreamt about, and you can then begin to really enjoy your journey to your destination. And what a blessing that will be. Take what resonates with you now, young master. Leave behind for now what doesn't for another day. As you will see, as time goes by, your consciousness will expand, and it will all start to make sense to you, and you will get an understanding of what is. It will be like seeing your jigsaw puzzle coming together, piece by piece. Don't you think it's a blessing, young master, to be part of this wonderment called life? Yes, said the boy. Good. I am happy you agree with me, young master, as you will see and experience so many good things as you put your life together. Winner's Key. The first thing you always need to remember, young master, is that you are already a winner. Let me say that again. You are a winner already in life, and you are worthy. It just seems that your inner thoughts are destabilized at the moment, and this is affecting your energy and giving you low feelings, feelings of no hope, insecurity, and feelings of not being worthy, being unloved, not having a future. You don't know what to do, what direction to go in, where to place your next step. Maybe feeling let down, rejected, misguided, and this is bringing on depression, anxiety, and then leading you to thoughts of suicide. Are you playing these negative thoughts over and over again in your mind? The old man asked in a soft, calm, and reassuring voice. The boy did not look at the old man, but again just nodded while he was looking at his feet. Well, you can re-stabilize them by just remembering that where you are right now is where you need to be. It is all the events of the past that have brought you to where you are here and now, including all the lessons and your experiences, good and bad, due to your past thinking. And you can change it all. It may take time, but be assured it will change if it is what you want and will to happen. I want to say to you again that you are a winner. You are worthy. And why do I say that? It is because you are here, said the old wise man. Do you understand that, young master? You are a winner already, and you are perfect already. So you don't have to prove yourself to anyone, just as long as you think it in the mind and know it in your heart. The young man looked up shyly at the old man and looked him in the eyes briefly. A slight sign of relief flickered over his expression, and he had a look that said, "Thank you." The old man said again gently, "We are all winners, and we are all worthy, and we don't have to prove ourselves to anybody. We are born to be free under these skies, and we can do what we want within the universal laws as we have free will here on this planet. The only thing we have to remember is that we are already perfect. Our soul is created perfect, and we are our soul incarnate. You just have to know that, and don't listen to what negative things other people say, and don't let them convince you otherwise. Anchor these thoughts and ground them. Feel your energy connecting to the earth so she may hold you in her beautiful heart. Connect your energy to her by feeling your energy going from your feet into her. This will help ground you and balance you. Let go of all the conditioning that has been placed on you since birth, and you will stop being a push-me-pull-you character. Who am I key? Look at me, young master. Take a deep breath in with me and let it out slowly with me, and then relax, said the sage, watching the boy. Have you ever asked yourself, who am I? Asked the old man, looking the boy deep in the eyes. The boy nodded to say he had. Good, replied the old man. And what answer did you come up with? The boy said nothing but shrugged his shoulders. Okay, that's a start. So let me tell you what answers I got from asking myself that same question, smiled the old man. I am a soul being on an adventure called life. I am my imagination. I am what I eat, drink, breathe, and what I think. I am energy expressing myself inwards and outwards for all to see and feel. And most importantly, I am unconditional. Life is what you make it, and with whom you make it with. We all have free will to live our lives any way we choose, and that includes giving away our power to others, or even to our own negative thought patterns. Nothing is stronger than your will. If you want to will something to happen, then it will happen, good or bad. You are here now willing yourself to hang. I've just come along and asked you for some of your time. Then you will carry on doing what you will, and that will be hopefully hanging yourself a different way, but now taking with you new knowledge that you are presently learning. It is very important to surround yourself with happy, positive things and happy, positive people. And that comes by changing your energy patterns, your thought patterns, which allows those things and people to come into your space. A change in your in-look, which will change your outlook, and the things that have an impact on you in your outer reality. I have an imagination, which is a very powerful tool, which I can use at a moment's notice to picture anything I want. I am the artist of this tool, and I can paint anything I like onto the inner screen. And so too can you, young master. You also have a very powerful tool called awareness. You cannot change something if you are not aware of it, and then when you do become aware of things, you can use your imagination to change the pictures or visions into something more to your liking. This is taking back your power, and you are then in control of these inner events, and not giving away your power, and being influenced by someone else's words or actions. These are two powerful tools, so learn to use them wisely and frequently to your advantage, but in harmony with everything around you, including Earth's spirit mother Gaia, the animals, the plants, and other beings. We are all trying to achieve the same thing in life, and that is living life, but we all do it our own way. And that is what makes us all different. We all have different views because of our influences, cultures, religions, government policies, family life teachings, circumstances, philosophies, wants, needs, desires. And it's how we go about processing all this and trying to make sense of it all that makes us all different. Also, one needs to break free of the family curse, meaning that some things are passed down from generation to generation that are negative and outdated, and are no longer accepted or applicable in today's world. You need to have discernment, and don't take on board anything that does not resonate with your soul. Break out of the old molds, and don't carry past generations' baggage and old negative beliefs with you. Do you understand me, young master? Inquired the sage. The young master nodded his head a bit. Sometimes people are good and kind-hearted, and full of compassion and love to help others, and have no other agenda, except just to enjoy life and the things around them. But then you also get the dark, nasty people, who are ignorant to what they do. They have self-greed, only think about what is in it for themselves. Me, me, me. And they are mostly very negative people, having no love or compassion and no time for anyone else. But that's okay, because that's who they are, and they will need to learn the lessons that come with that. It's called karma, one of the laws of the universe. Each action has a reaction, or a ripple effect, if you will, and every reaction needs to eventually balance itself. But what is important in your life is what you think and do. Are you with me, young master? Asked the sage. Do you hear what I am saying? Yes. The old man nodded with a smile and said, Good. You are also what you eat, drink, breathe, and think. Now, if you divide these up into categories, then you can see there are many possibilities. Your thoughts and what you eat, drink, and breathe all play an important role in your life. There are many different breathing techniques that can help you change your health. So how we breathe affects our entire body. Breathing affects our circulation, digestion, nervous system, and emotions, and our mental clarity. Shallow breathing can cause disease in the body. Deep breathing releases stress and self-created pressure. So find out more about each of these to bring about major changes in your physical and psychological bodies. Okay, said the sage to the boy. Learning to breathe properly will aid your health and well-being, so find out more about it. The sage did this to give the boy something to focus on, and to learn about that would have a great positive effect on his well-being. Okay, replied the boy. I will find out more. Excellent, replied the sage jokingly. Then you will live forever. Your body also needs food to survive and to maintain a healthy body, and you should eat food that is low in acid to keep a neutral pH balance. Eat fresh fruit, nuts, and vegetables that are grown locally, and keep away from preserved foods. You are made up of mostly water, so you need to keep replenishing your body with liquids, preferably water, which is good and healthy, and is what the body needs to help take toxins out of your system. If you don't keep hydrated, then you become like a plant that hasn't had water. You will wilt and start to get headaches, and your system does not operate efficiently. Your body can go without food for a few weeks, about 4 to 5 days without water, and you cannot live without air after about 4 to 7 minutes if you are a normal person and not trained in breathing techniques. So start to really ask yourself deep-seated questions, young master. Start to take notice of what really matters. What really matters has an influence on your life, and get an understanding of how it all works together. Get to know yourself. Get to know where you come from. Get to know what moves you, motivates you, inspires you, and how to be that drop of divine water you are, and experience yourself in unconditional love. Soul Progression Key. Young Master, the soul is who we are, so understanding the soul and its journey is vital. Soul is the immortal spirit, the essence, the fundamental nature, the inherent characteristics, an extract got by distillation. The one guarantee we have is that our soul never dies. The only thing that matters at the end of time is the weight on your soul. When you die, your soul passes through the sacred geometry symbol called the flower of life when it leaves your body. You can only put weight on the soul when you bring it out to play. It will not come out when there is fear and negativity involved in your life. This is for its own protection. The sacred flower alone decides whether you go to the vibration of eternal bliss we call heaven, the high vibration, the vibration of love, or the low vibration of hell, which is negativity and fear. When we all pass through the veil we call death, our soul moves through the sacred symbol, the flower of life, and we go to a plane on the other side of the veil that is the same level of consciousness, or energy vibration, that you were operating on in the earthly plane. You go to the same energy vibration, but on another level of existence, to be with other beings that operate on that same level. So you judge yourself as you move through the veil, and you determine which level or vibration you are going to by how you lived before death, your heaven or hell. Do you know the symbol of the sacred flower, young master? Inquired the sage. The young man said he didn't. The flower of life is a sacred symbol of the universe. If you draw a circle and then put one point on the line, and then draw a curved line using your compass from one side to the other, and keep going around until you make flower petals, that is what the sacred flower looks like. Have you ever drawn that symbol, young master? Asked the old man. Yes. So, you see, you do have a bit of sacred teachings in you, but you just don't know what it means and how important it is, replied the old man. I am sure you know a lot more, but it just has never been explained to you, reassured the master. So, getting back to the soul, get your soul to come out to play in the love, light, color, and laughter. Then you will ascend into the kingdom of the divine. You must surround yourself with positive, love-felt beings, where there is no judgment, no drama, but only peace, joy, love, laughter, and compassion and happiness. Do you understand what I am saying to you, young master? Asked the master. The young man nodded slightly. The soul is really in control, because we are soul. The ego thinks it is in power and in control, and the soul allows it to play its game, knowing the truth, and knowing it will eventually come to the fore once the ego has been put to sleep. When the ego is awake and alive, it closes the heart center down. The energies bypass the heart. But when your heart is open and in control, it closes down and puts the ego to sleep. When the ego is asleep, then you will have peace, non-judgment, no poor me attitude. You should only see and feel love and compassion, and all that is good and positive. You will be in a state of bliss, grace, and heavenly vibration. Inner Strength Key. Young master, explained the sage, another important key to your survival and flourishing growth is to remember your inner strength is your outer foundation. All your power comes from within, and that's what helps you create your outer reality and success. Your mind is the generator of your thoughts, both positive and negative, and even your neutral thoughts. So you need to create a strong foundation by creating good, positive habits in your thinking, and mindset that will in turn mirror outwards in your actions and deeds. Get out of being auto-driven and get back into manual gear, so you have to focus on what you are doing. Do you understand this key? Yes, I do, said the young man. Good. Then there is a bright, happy future for you, young master. You will exceed all expectations of others, and you will surprise yourself at first. Then, after a while, nothing will surprise you any more, as you will just know anything and everything is possible, replied the old man. It is your inner strength that helps bring you a positive self-image, self-confidence, and self-assurance that you can do what you want to. It can take time to turn around from a negative state, but try by being aware, and you will bring about the change like a captain turning the ship around, moving out of the stormy waters into the calm, gentle, and peaceful mirror-like place. Your decisions are key, the keys that decide your future, shape your inner and outer world. Roller coaster ride key. Now, young master, life is like a roller coaster ride. Once on it, you cannot get off, said the old man. Let me explain further. You are born here, and you are going to die there. Or, as I like to say, have rebirth there, as our soul never dies. So remember, if you want to end your own life, you will just have to go through the whole process again. It's like one big game of snakes and ladders. Do you know the game, Snakes and Ladders, young master? No, said the young man, shaking his head. Okay, let me explain. Snakes and Ladders is a board game where you have a dice which you throw, and depending on what number you throw, you move that many squares with your represented icon. Now, if there is a ladder pointing upwards, then you get to move up to the square where the ladder ends. But if you land on a snake's head, then you have to slide down to the end of the snake's tail, as if it has eaten you. So you need to start over again from the position of the snake's tail. Understand, young master? Sort of, said the young man. Okay. Well, in other words, if you kill yourself, your soul cannot die, as it is a continuation of its journey, but it can be reset again. So your soul would have to relearn all that it has already learnt, a cleaning or deleting of the soul memory banks, if it were. Do you want to relearn everything again, young master? Go through all that you have been through already? No. Well then, you need to persevere and go through what you are experiencing now. Then it will be a lesson learnt, and you will move forward onto a better experience.